Hello, hello, hello. I am Annielee Ethan, your Bookbae, coming on with a quick review for today. So, my latest read, which is not a new book, but it's a book that's been on my TBR for quite some time. I purchased this book, Run, Rose, Run, during the pandemic, and I never got around to reading it. I thought I would, and so I decided to pick back up on shop my own bookshelves before buying any brand new books, which I've still bought a few. But anyway, I shopped my shelf and I picked this one up because anyone that has followed James Patterson knows he is an excellent writer. My sister introduced me to his books back in, I don't know, it had to be in the early 2000s. And when I tell you he was pumping out books left and right that were so good, I could not stop reading them. I mean, he just had so many amazing books. And so much so that they became movies. The Alex Cross series with Tyler Perry, he played in that one. Along Came a Spider. I think Morgan Freeman was in that movie. Kiss the Girls, which is one of my favorites, that had Ashley Judd, I think her name is. And he had some more, but those were like some of my favorites that I actually read and also watched the movie. So if you've never read any James Patterson books, then definitely check some of those out. And then we all know who Dolly Parton is. She's beloved by many. Famous country singer, super sweet, just really magnetic. Something about her has always come off so genuine and sweet. And so when I saw that they were both teaming up to write a book, I just knew it was going to be good. And they did deliver. I'm sure there's probably been a ton of book reviews already done on this, and I'm late, but I had to come on and share and put my 2 cents in the mix as well. So it is a country music book. It's called a thriller. I would say more of a suspense and a love story. With a happy ending, which, hey, we're always looking for a happy ending. So let me read a little bit of the synopsis for you here. If it has it, this actually doesn't say anything right here. Let's see. So it says here, every song tells a story. She's a star on the rise, singing about the hard life behind her. She's also on the run. Find her future, lose a past. Nashville is where she's come to claim her destiny. It's also where the darkness she's fled might find her and destroy her. Run, Rose, Run is a novel glittering with danger and desire. A story that only America's #1 beloved entertainer and its #1 bestselling author could have created. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but basically, in this book, I know it's called Run, Rose, Run, but she's going by a different name. And it is Annielee. And Annielee is trying her best to leave her past behind her. A past that has almost killed and destroyed her, that has almost made her not be able to trust anyone, that has made her almost settle for little things in life. But somewhere in here, she gathers the strength and the courage to keep moving forward. she's resilient in this book. She decides that she wants better, and she goes after it. And because of that, she is rewarded for it. She really comes out on top. But like most of us, her past was literally chasing her. And so I don't want to give any spoilers, but to me also, she finds love in a surprising manner in a place she wasn't even looking for it. And not just a love from someone on the outside, but also a internal love from the inside. And it was so funny. I was having lunch with a friend today, and that's one comment she made to me was, I have learned to love myself, and I don't love any other person more than I love me, especially if it requires me to lose me. So yes, if you're in the mood for a suspense, country music, love story, full of singing, that'll have you on the edge of your seat at times, holding your breath, then definitely check this book out. Dolly Parton, James Patterson did a great job. Annielee Ethan, I mean, the whole story is really great. And it's nice to see people come out on top, you know? So that's it for that one. And the next book that is on my TBR is none other than Who's That Girl? Eve. So I'm excited to read this book. It just came out actually in September. I purchased it, but I did not get to read it yet because I was making sure I got through reading this book first before I dived into the next one. I'm not really a big multi-reader. Sometimes I may read 2 books from different genres, but I like to kind of focus on one thing and complete it and then move on to the next. So in this book, it is a memoir. Anybody that knows that Eve was that girl in the early 2000s, in the 90s, probably the end of the 90s maybe. Anyway, you know, she was with Rough Riders, The Bomb. She had the cute little tattoos that everybody went out and copied and got on their chest of the cat paws. You can see it here on the back. But I love so much how she's evolved. Looking at who she was then versus who she is now is really a testimony of evolution and how we can all change if we desire to. And I can't wait to get into the book. I hope that it really delivers and she is transparent with her story. So let me read the back of it. I saw her doing some tours around, but I haven't really caught any of the interviews. But yeah, so, and it looks like it's a small book. It only has 259 pages. So on the back, she says, our success stories are always undersold. Even when we're lapping men, we're still called slept on or underrated as a means of keeping us below the industry sea level. For me, it was simultaneously being called the pit bull in a skirt and the underdog. My moves were drowning in those words, but they were still used to keep me down. I'm speaking both for myself and other women here especially Black women. Telling me that I was going to fail wasn't protecting my fragile female heart from disappointment. It was perpetuating a cycle that I wanted to break. Did I do that? Many times. Sometimes I won, sometimes I lost. But eventually I realized that if the music industry wasn't going to let me be the first woman of their universe, then I had no choice. I had to leave and go build my own. I love that. And then this just kind of goes into detail about how she made history with Rough Riders in 1999. And, you know, I guess some of the things that she did as far as being in movies and fashion. She did have that clothing line. I forgot all about that. I didn't wear any of it, but she did have one. So anyway, this is the next book I'm going to be reading. So stay tuned to hear my thoughts on this one and so much more. So have an amazing night. Take care. Stay in peace, stay positive, and stay empowered. Bye-bye.